Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kitten's, of course. Sissel's. No, what? Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years, you were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? It's the cat with the scarf that was in his suitcase that knocked him off the thing. Old friend. I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world.
Hold it.
Just me in the middle of a crime scene. Do 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 do. Somebody please look at me. Everything's always more important.
Huh? Oh, a kitten? Shoot, you might get hurt.
So this was in that first timeline. Somebody please reach a hand out to me. I had just only died at the time. I'd lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten, with no recollection of who I was. I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As the time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. Then after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. The black cat. I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible.
What was that?
Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead.
What?
I wasn't able to control her completely. The first bullet didn't hit anything, or so I thought.
But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag.
Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Timsic radiation. The meteor that was in him gave him his ghost tricks. That's when I got my powers of the dead. My ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. So we've been a cat this whole time. All the jokes about like the cat being let out of the bag and cat getting your tongue and all that were like subtle hints. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean, I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancée stay dead like that. But you're here 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you.
In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's fate, and I can just bet you the fate of the woman you love has changed too.
Yeah, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, huh? But did the kitty die in this new time?
So, Yomiel, it looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure.
Yeah, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born.
Right, we should get back to our new present.
I I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again! So these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. Huh? The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did. My crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, eh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now. Right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Sissel! Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then. Sissel, I'll never forget you! I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, it looks like you've come to live with me now. So let's be getting home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning. And now, we're each going back to our new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. Back to the present! Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Ray, where have you been?
Before I ceased to exist.
Oh, it's you, the guy from the beginning of the game who kind of left.
Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you haven't forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I'm really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you.
But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory.
Yes, I know that. I know all about you.
Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you?
Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers.
Ha! Came in like a wrecking ball. It's a pretty big change.
If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story, and the story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, 2 little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw toward his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred.
What? Look at that! The powers of the dead, but how?
He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you now know, I bet you understand it, do you not?
Hey, wait a minute. It's because Yomiel was standing right next to him when he got shot. He's a walking ghost trick maker.
That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects.
He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady.
The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in the red, in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death.
What?
He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold.
So that was you, huh?
Oh, that's right. I am Sissel. Hello. It is nice to see you. I am a very old dog now, yes. 10 years is a very long time in dog years.
You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own. So you decided to wait those 10 years out.
Exactly. And then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me.
But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp.
Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects.
But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself?
Because I couldn't.
Huh?
From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the telephone lines, for example.
What?
It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody.
But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me?
Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night the first time around.
We what? We met before? Huh?
From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard at the edge of town. I followed the ghost world paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my first hand on end, I can tell you.
That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well.
You had lost your memory that time, too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me.
I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. Sorry, can't help you.
That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. Hello.
I'm really sorry I didn't help you.
That's why I decided that this time I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage.
Mutual advantage?
The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel.
What?
I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit.
A time limit?
That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have all been over.
Then, you mean that thing about ceasing to exist?
Oh, that completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. Hello. Sorry. Yes. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely.
Oh, boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way.
Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I.
Sissel.
I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Sissel. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, huh?
Of course. Because that's what doggies do. Hello. Hi. Yes. Now then, farewell, Sissel.
And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. Time for an epilogue, I guess. Huh? How come it's dark? Did I cause all lights to stop existing in the future? I'll just turn on the lights here. Oh no! Anything but this, please no!
Surprised? You bet I was. You scared me to death. Yippee, it worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made the surprise for her, but it came out so well, I wanted to use it again.
That's all right, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right?
Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home!
Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you.
This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective detention division today.
Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? Those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though.
How long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn?
What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective.
It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day?
When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow.
Destiny, eh?
And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me.
Ha, that you will. That you will.
Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten.
That's right, the very one.
You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten.
Still a kitten?
Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. What a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. It seems to me that I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. All right, everyone. Let's start the celebration. I'm not dead. Okay, Mom.
My favorite, a giant chicken.
Hum, 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 hum.
I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel.
From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they're all interconnected. Somehow, somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate.
I control you! Blah, la, 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 la. Hum, hum, hum.
I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. That was Ghost Trick! Thanks for watching, everybody! We're gonna go through the credits and see this up because I think there's gonna be a lot of nice little scenes. Great, Missile learned to dance.
Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn.
Like I said, it isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay at home and guard the fort.
But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby.
How does he have spaghetti? Where did that come from? They made a spaghetti sprite and they only used it in the ending credits.
There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh?
But definitely not good. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanella.
What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men? If I learn how to dance like him, then maybe I'll get promotions as well. That's the trick. It's all in how you dance down the stairs.
Here's your food, gentlemen.
Memory? What are you doing here?
I heard you were going to be picking the members for the Special Investigation Unit today.
So you took on part-time job here again, just so you could eavesdrop?
I have no idea the links I'll go to reach my goals.
La la la, I've never cooked this way before. So exotic, so exciting. Turmeric, coriander, cumin and fenugreek, curry chicken paradise, la la la!
Is it really necessary, this new curry chicken menu item?
Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now good luck with the taste testing.
Oh boy, I don't think I can eat another bite. Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway?
Not in jail.
I will eat the chicken, thank you. And yum yum yum.
Delicious. Anyway, I saw you guys were posting some other game suggestions in the chat. If anybody wants to comment and leave some suggestions on other similar games they'd like to play, we've got a new year coming up and a lot of new games to come up with them.
Are you sure we really need all these explosives?
Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. Follow the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said.
Kilograms? It's like 40, 50 pounds of gunpowder.
Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams!
That's 1,000 times. Oh.
I'm rich! I'm rich at last!
Just gonna eat the money. Just eat all the money. Well, I guess they died. I was expecting Beauty to get to do something. That's kind of the one loose end where she has like her crazy psychic powers and then she kind of just vanishes for the rest of the game.
So this is where you work, huh, Papa?
That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories. The indiscretions of a minister, perhaps. Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here's to the stodgy mind of my darling home.
Oh yeah, what do they do with their lives?
This deal is going quite well, I must say. These grapes are quite good, my man.
The Illinois is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir.
Egad! Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now.
Oh, this guy.
Love bees and pigeons, long live rock and roll. Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live here. I live here I don't have a home.
Okay, those guys are all friends, I guess.
I might have to check into 999. I'm not opposed to things that get a little more risque, but it depends on what ways they're off, I suppose. Because it comes down to my personal preference.
Today's the day, you know, he's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that.
Let me show you a new dance. It's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomach ache. We call it Dance Away the Pain.
I'm real interested in that one. Think you can show it to me, say, next week?
You got it. $102 Dalmatians? Seriously? Is that a game that's... Is it good?
"10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside."
Thank you, Sissel.
Oh, he painted the cat. Oh. Also, how nice that he served 10 years in prison, but since he time skipped, he didn't actually have to deal with them. Alright, I think that's it. Is that it? Is that the end? Is that the whole thing? Looks like it. That'll be the end, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, especially comment. I love chatting with you guys. We're going to be doing some cool new stuff. Hope you've had a great holiday and a great New Year's. And I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.